Could a simple banana put you at risk after 70? Some seniors swear by them, claiming they help with energy and digestion, while others insist they landed in the hospital after eating too many. What's the truth? Are bananas truly a superfood for seniors, or could they be a hidden danger? Meet Mr. James, 75. Every morning, he starts his day the same way. He peels a ripe banana, enjoys it with his coffee, and feels good about his healthy choice. But lately, something feels off. He's been experiencing strange dizziness, muscle cramps, and even heart palpitations, but he brushes it off as just aging. Then, one afternoon, while getting up from his chair, he suddenly collapses. Rushed to the hospital, he's shocked when the doctor points to something unexpected: his daily banana habit. So what really happened? And could it happen to you? Today, we'll break down 6 warning signs that your body might be telling you to limit bananas after 70. Before it's too late, let's dive in. Sign number 1. Sudden heart palpitations. Too much potassium risk. For Mrs. Evelyn, 72, bananas had always been part of her morning routine. She loved their natural sweetness and believed they were a perfect way to start the day. Every morning, without fail, she'd eat 2 bananas with her tea, thinking she was doing something good for her health. But then, something strange started happening. One afternoon, while tending to her garden, she suddenly felt her heart racing in a way that didn't feel normal. It wasn't just a little flutter. It was pounding so fast that she had to stop and sit down. She brushed it off, blaming the heat or maybe not drinking enough water. But over the next few days, the feeling came back, stronger. Then, one morning, as she bent down to pull a few weeds, her vision blurred, and she nearly fainted right there in her garden. Worried, her daughter rushed her to the doctor. After some tests, the doctor gave her an unexpected warning. Her potassium levels were dangerously high. Too much potassium, a condition known as hyperkalemia, can interfere with the heart's electrical signals, leading to irregular heartbeats, palpitations, and even heart failure. And what was causing her potassium to spike? Her daily banana habit. Now, bananas aren't bad. In fact, they're packed with nutrients. But for seniors, especially those with kidney issues or on certain medications, too much potassium can build up in the blood instead of being flushed out properly. This can put serious strain on the heart. The doctor advised Mrs. Evelyn to cut back and balance her diet with lower potassium fruits like apples or berries. So, if you've ever felt unexplained heart palpitations and eat bananas regularly, it might be time to take a closer look at how much potassium your body can handle. It's not about avoiding bananas entirely, but knowing when enough is enough. Sign number 2, swollen legs or feet, kidney strain warning. At 78 years old, Mr. George prided himself on maintaining a healthy diet. He had always heard that bananas were good for the body, so he made them a daily habit, sometimes eating 2 or 3 in a day. But over time, he noticed something odd. His ankles were swelling. At first, he brushed it off, blaming it on just getting older. After all, many seniors deal with swelling now and then. But the swelling didn't go away. In fact, it got worse. His legs felt heavier. His shoes started feeling tighter. And by the end of the day, his feet looked puffy and uncomfortable. Still, he ignored it. Until one evening, while sitting in his chair, he noticed deep indentations in his ankles from his socks. That's when his wife insisted he see a doctor. At the appointment, the doctor ran some tests and delivered surprising news. Mr. George's kidneys weren't filtering potassium efficiently. As we age, our kidneys naturally slow down, and for some seniors, too much potassium can build up in the bloodstream instead of being flushed out properly. This can lead to fluid retention, swelling, and even more serious kidney complications. And what had been pushing his potassium levels too high? His daily banana habit. The doctor explained that while bananas are nutritious, too much potassium puts extra strain on aging kidneys, especially for seniors who may already have reduced kidney function. The excess potassium causes the body to hold on to more fluid, leading to swollen ankles, feet, and legs. If left unchecked, this could even increase the risk of kidney disease or heart problems. Mr. George had no idea that his favorite fruit could be making his swelling worse. His doctor advised him to cut back on high potassium foods and drink more water to help his kidneys process what they could. Within weeks of reducing his banana intake, the swelling in his ankles improved significantly. So if you or a loved one notice unexplained swelling in the legs or feet, it's important to listen to your body. Bananas might not be the cause for everyone, but for seniors with weaker kidney function, they could be contributing to the problem. Sign number 3. Frequent dizziness or lightheadedness. Blood pressure drops too much. At 74 years old, Mrs. Linda had been managing her high blood pressure for years. She wanted to rely less on medication and more on natural solutions. So she made a habit of eating bananas every day, believing they were good for her heart. She had read that bananas were rich in potassium, which helps relax blood vessels and lower blood pressure. Exactly what she needed, or so she thought. For a while she felt fine, but then strange things started happening. She'd feel lightheaded when standing up too fast, sometimes needing to hold on to furniture for balance. She dismissed it, thinking she just needed to drink more water or move slower. But one evening, after watching her favorite show, she stood up from the couch, and everything went black. The next thing she knew, she was on the floor with a sharp pain in her head. Her husband rushed to help her, and they went straight to the doctor. After checking her vitals, the doctor explained what had happened. Her blood pressure had dropped too low. While bananas can help regulate blood pressure, they also act as vasodilators, meaning they widen blood vessels and cause blood pressure to fall. This is usually a good thing, but for seniors already on blood pressure medication, adding too much potassium from bananas can lower it too much, leading to dizziness, fainting, and even dangerous falls. The doctor advised Mrs. Linda to be more mindful of her potassium intake and to balance her diet with other heart-healthy foods that wouldn't interfere with her medication. After adjusting her diet, Mrs. Linda noticed fewer dizzy spells and no more blackouts. She still enjoyed bananas, but in moderation. For seniors, too much of a good thing can sometimes be risky, especially when combined with medication. If you or a loved one experience frequent dizziness, it might be time to check if your potassium intake is affecting your blood pressure more than you realize. Sign number 4. Digestive issues and stomach pain. Too much fiber at once. At 80 years old, Mr. Henry considered himself a simple eater. Every morning, he'd have a cup of tea and a ripe banana, sometimes even 2. It was his little routine, and he never thought twice about it. But lately, something wasn't right. He started feeling bloated after breakfast, his stomach felt tight, and he often had gas that made him uncomfortable throughout the day. Some mornings, he'd struggle with constipation, and other times, he'd have the opposite problem. He chalked it up to getting older, until one evening, after dinner, the stomach pain became so bad that he had to sit down and rest for hours. Concerned, his daughter took him to the doctor, where he learned an unexpected truth. His daily banana habit was causing his digestive issues. While bananas are packed with fiber and resistant starch, which can be good for digestion, too much fiber at once can overwhelm the gut, especially for seniors, whose digestive systems slow down with age. The doctor explained that ripe bananas are high in soluble fiber, which absorbs water and can slow digestion, sometimes leading to constipation and bloating. On the other hand, unripe bananas contain resistant starch, which can be difficult for some seniors to digest, causing gas and discomfort. For people with a slower metabolism or digestive issues, eating too many bananas can actually make things worse. Mr. Henry was surprised. He thought he was making a healthy choice, but after adjusting his diet, adding variety instead of relying on bananas daily, his stomach issues improved significantly. He learned that while bananas can support digestion in moderation, eating too many, especially as a senior, can throw the gut off balance. If you've been dealing with bloating, constipation, or unpredictable digestion, it might be time to check how many bananas you're eating. Sometimes, less is more. Sign number 5, unusual fatigue and weakness, blood sugar roller coaster. At 76 years old, Mrs. Susan loved her morning walks. She had always heard that bananas were a great quick energy boost, so she made it a habit to eat one before heading out. At first, it seemed to work. She'd feel a burst of energy as she walked through the park. But lately, something strange was happening. Within an hour of eating her banana, she started feeling weak and drained. Her legs felt heavy, and she'd sometimes cut her walks short because of exhaustion. One morning, halfway through her usual route, she suddenly felt lightheaded and had to sit on a bench. Confused and frustrated, she wondered why the very fruit that was supposed to give her energy was making her feel worse. A visit to the doctor revealed the truth. Her blood sugar was on a roller coaster. Bananas, especially ripe ones, contain natural sugars that digest quickly, giving a rapid energy boost. But for seniors like Mrs. Susan, who may have insulin resistance or diabetes, that quick rise in blood sugar is often followed by a sharp drop, leading to sudden fatigue, weakness, and dizziness. The doctor explained that as we age, our body's ability to regulate blood sugar slows down. While bananas are a healthy fruit, eating them alone without protein or fiber to balance them out can cause a spike and crash effect, making seniors feel drained instead of energized. Mrs. Susan took the advice to heart. She started pairing her banana with a handful of nuts or yogurt to slow the sugar absorption and keep her energy steady. Within days, her walks felt easier, her energy lasted longer, and the fatigue disappeared. If you or a loved one feel unusual weakness or exhaustion after eating bananas, it may be a sign of blood sugar fluctuations. The key is balance. Not avoiding bananas entirely, but eating them the right way. Sign number 6. Frequent headaches and muscle cramps. Banana-induced tyramine sensitivity. At 79 years old, Mr. Thomas had a particular love for overripe bananas. He liked them soft and sweet, often eating one before bed as a light snack. But recently, he had been waking up with pounding headaches that made his mornings miserable. To make matters worse, he started experiencing painful leg cramps at night, forcing him to wake up and stretch. At first, he blamed it on poor sleep or dehydration, but no matter how much water he drank, the headaches and cramps continued. One evening, after yet another restless night, he decided to visit his doctor. What he learned shocked him. His favorite bananas might be the culprit. The doctor explained that overripe bananas contain high levels of tyramine, a natural compound found in aged or fermented foods. For some people, especially seniors who are sensitive to it, tyramine can trigger headaches and migraines. Since Mr. Thomas loved his bananas extra ripe, he was unknowingly consuming more tyramine than his body could handle. Additionally, the doctor pointed out that bananas are rich in potassium, which is essential for muscle function. But too much potassium, especially if the kidneys aren't filtering it properly, can lead to muscle cramps and discomfort. This was likely the reason behind his painful nighttime leg cramps. Mr. Thomas was stunned but relieved to finally have an answer. He decided to switch to eating bananas in moderation and choosing ones that weren't overly ripe. Within a few weeks, his headaches became less frequent and the leg cramps disappeared. For seniors, even a healthy fruit like a banana can cause unexpected problems if consumed in excess or in the wrong form. If you've been experiencing frequent headaches or muscle cramps, it might be time to look at your diet, because sometimes the foods we love the most can surprise us. Conclusion. So, should you avoid bananas after 70? Not necessarily, but moderation is key. While bananas offer great nutrients, they can also pose risks if eaten in excess, especially for seniors with certain health conditions. If you've noticed heart palpitations, swelling, dizziness, digestive issues, fatigue, headaches, or muscle cramps, it might be time to rethink how often you eat them. Now, I want to hear from you. If you think bananas are still a good choice for seniors, comment 9. But if you believe they might be risky, comment 0. Your thoughts matter, and I'd love to know what you think. Thank you for watching. Take care of yourself, stay healthy, and I'll see you in the next video.